don't pay much attention to it while I'm talking because I'm watching the slide. So, again, thanks everyone again for joining us on the call, and we will start this call in approximately 30 seconds, okay? Well, actually, we'll start this call right now. Again, welcome again to Karatbars International. My name is Ty Best. I'm a senior partner here at Karatbars International. I have the honor of being your host for this evening on this call. And for those of you here for the first time, I want to ask you to sit back and relax, maybe take notes if you want to. But I want you to sort of open your mind and realize that we're not here to convince you of anything tonight. We're not here to persuade you of anything, but we are here to give you a few facts and some information that we know will change your life and the lives of people you love and care about once you open your mind to the idea. And we must ask you to open your mind to the idea before we get started, because a lot of times what we're about to see is colored, is impacted by the things in our past. And I want to make you understand one thing very, very clear right from the beginning. And that one thing is that you have never seen anything like Karatbars International. And I haven't either. And I've been in this industry for some 30-plus years. I was fortunate enough to retire my wife at 30, to retire myself at 40. So I've been full-time in this industry of connecting people worldwide to concepts and ideas that will benefit and enhance their lives. So the first slide you see right away, folks, is a picture of Albert Einstein. Now, Albert Einstein is a genius. They didn't realize he was a genius. The educational system didn't realize he was a genius, but the world has come to know that he was a genius. But he makes a statement all the time, said nothing ever changes until we reprogram the way we think. And that's one of the great things about that first video you saw. It was talking about how we've been conditioned to think. Now, a lot of times we don't understand that we've been conditioned to think a certain way, and we accept things based on that conditioning process. But in order to get new ideas and new concepts and to change our lives, we must reprogram that conditioning process, folks. And so we talk about our 12-week plan to financial freedom. That's a reprogramming process, because we've all been conditioned to work for 40 to 45 years for somebody else. And until somebody comes along and say, you can rethink that. Retirement doesn't have anything to do with your age. It has everything to do with how much money you have and what you desire to do with your life. And at 20 years old, I was fortunate enough to have somebody start that reprogramming process to me. In 1983, a gentleman said to me, how would you like to be free in 2 to 5 years? He showed me a 2 to 5 year plan versus a 40-year plan, and I got excited. And that's what we're going to show you tonight, a 12-week plan. Now, believe me, when I saw this 12-week plan, I got excited. 12-week plan of financial freedom, independence, with a minimum of $4,500 a week in income. Now, that program has to be installed in your mind. How do you get that programming? By constantly plugging into these webinars and listening to the information that we're going to share with you this evening. But again, like I say, every time I do this webinar, I say open your mind. And to make sure your mind is open, I like to ask one question. That question I start this webinar off every time with is this. If I was to pay you $10,000 to jump out of an airplane, the question is, would you jump out of that plane? And most people, without any thought, would say no. Why? Because their preconceived idea that the plane is in the air at 25 or 30,000 feet. But in fact, I hadn't stated where the plane was. The plane might have been on the ground. You might have had a parachute. So I challenge you to really, truly open your mind to the next few minutes, and I guarantee you it will change your life in a most magnificent way. Now, what you see in front of you is a piece of paper. It's a small piece of paper, but it's a powerful piece of paper, okay? To quote the OJs, and some of you know who the OJs are, but they have a great song that called Money, 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 and they make a statement that for a small piece of paper, it carries a lot of weight. Well, that piece of paper has carried a lot of weight in so many people's lives. It controls every aspect of almost every person you run across. It controls their life. They say, I'm not controlled by money. But I submit to you that if you're working 40 to 60 hours a week for somebody else doing something you don't want to do with people you don't care to be around, then money is controlling your life. And that one small piece of paper is controlling every aspect of your waking life. But it doesn't have to. And that's where Karatbars comes in, because that small piece of paper has some challenges, and that's what we help people to understand, the challenge of that piece of paper. Why do you work 2 and 3 jobs and can't seem to make ends meet? Whatever happened to the dollar? And here's the bottom line of what we're saying, folks, is that there's no way No matter how hard you work, no matter how many hours you work, no matter how many jobs you work, you're going to outwork an exponential inflation with a linear income. Now, you can go through 16 to 20 years of school, and no one will ever tell you that you have a linear income. What's a linear income? An income that's literally defined by your 40 hours. When you have an income that's defined by your ability to perform, that's a linear income. Most of us have been conditioned to work 40 to 50 to 60 hours a week to 40 to 50 years for a fixed income, and hope every year we get a 1, 2, 3% raise on that job. But inflation exceeds that raise. The dollar doesn't buy what it used to buy. And so no matter how hard we work, 1 job, 2 jobs, 3 jobs. I talk about a friend of mine I met 20 years ago. When I met him, he had 2 jobs. He was looking for a 3rd job. And I made the statement to myself, look, if 2 jobs won't pay the bills, what make you think 3 will? At some point, you've got to sleep. At some point, you've got to rest. Okay? And in less than 12 months of knowing that gentleman, he became a free man. I'm saying that once you start to reprogram your thinking, folks, you start to understand that it's possible to change your life. Okay? Let me share something else. This next slide is showing you what? The dollar. Now, you don't have to become a financial planner. You have to become a financial expert to understand this. It's saying that the dollar doesn't buy what it used to buy. That's all this picture is showing you. It's showing that one household in 1950 paid for all the bills. Okay? One income in that household could pay for all the bills. And all of a sudden that started to change. All of a sudden mom had to go get a job. And dad had 2 jobs, mom had 1. And most parents can't wait till they can send their kids at 15 or 16 years old out to get a job at some franchise from McDonald's or Wendy's or somewhere. Why? Because the dollar doesn't buy what it used to buy 30, 40, 50 years ago. The dollar has been declining in value, folks, for 100 years. You don't need to be a rocket science to understand this. This is the fact. This is what's happening with people, and this is why they're having a tough time trying to make ends meet, because they're trying to make the dollar do something it can no longer do anymore, because the dollar is no longer backed by what? Pure gold. Now, that's a whole nother seminar, but I'd like to show you a little illustration so you can understand the value of gold versus the value of paper currency. And see, paper currency is the issue, and not just paper currency in the U.S., it's paper currency all over the world. All over the world is paper currency, and all paper currency is dealing with the same challenge, declining in value. 40 years ago, 1 gram of gold would buy you 5 loaves of bread. 40 years ago, 1 gram of gold would buy you 5 loaves of bread. 40 years ago, $1 would buy you 4.5 loaves of bread, 4+ loaves of bread. Okay? And most of us, we understand this. But it's saying now, today, 1 gram of gold would buy you 20 loaves of bread. 1 gram of gold. Okay? So it's still, the gold has done what? Retained its value. But $1 today would buy you maybe 4 or 5 slices of bread. That's the difference. But we all know this. You don't have to be an economist to understand it. 30, 45 years ago, what? 30 cents bought you a loaf of bread. 30 cents bought you a gallon of gas. Now a gallon of gas is $3.50 to $4 a gallon. Depends on where you live in the country. Same thing with a loaf of bread. A loaf of bread is $4 to $4.50. Depends on where you live in the country. So we've seen the dollar decline in purchasing power, but not gold. Gold today has retained its purchasing power throughout the last 6,000 plus years. That gold has been used as a currency. Gold is real money. And this is all we're asking people to understand, that gold is real money. It is the only real money on the planet. Now, so the question is, how do I go about getting gold? Now, I like to talk to folks all the time, and I talk to folks almost every day, and they say, well, I can buy gold here, I can buy gold there. I said, let's talk about 4 basic ways of getting gold, folks. There's only 4 ways to get gold. Number 1, you can inherit it. Now, maybe some of you are fortunate enough and lucky enough to inherit gold, to have some relatives going to leave you a stack of gold. I didn't, and I knew it. I knew it 20 years ago when I first got exposed to this different concept that opened my mind. I didn't have a rich relative going to die and leave me a bunch of money or a bunch of gold. The second way, you can extract it, mine it, pan it. And my wife, a few weeks ago, right online, saw people in California still panning for gold right now today. Panning for gold. Well, that's one way, too, but that sounds like hard work to me. Anyway, but you can also buy gold out of your own pocket. Now, that's one way to go. And by the way, the wealthy have been doing that for the last 10 to 20 years. The wealthy understand that gold is a hedge against inflation. Gold is a hedge against the declining dollar. Gold is a hedge against the government doing something with your currency or money that you can no longer control. So they've been putting 10 to 20% of their portfolio, their retirement, in gold. But the average person, the masses, can't afford to do that. They can't afford to buy gold at $10,000, $20,000 at a time or at a pop. So they can't do it. But here comes the fourth way, folks. The fourth way is the Karatbars dual system. The 12-week plan that allows you what? To acquire gold, not necessarily from your pocket. So by participating in Karatbars, not only do we allow you to exchange dollars for gold and an affordable amount, but we also put you in a position, folks, to get your gold for free. And gold is the best price in town. So how do you save money? You make sure it isn't made out of paper. Everybody on this planet, folks, should have a gold savings account. Let's get back to the foundation of what we're doing. Number one, the company, Karatbars International, was founded by the CEO and founder, Mr. Harold Seitz. Now, I just decided the last couple of days that he has a vision, a financial vision, an economic vision for Karatbars on the par that what Bill Gates had for the computer industry. Bill Gates saw stuff that people didn't see, and I'll talk about it a little later in the webinar. But understand something, Harold Seitz' vision, his vision to make gold affordable to the masses, to put the masses in a position to exchange paper currency 1 gram at a time and get gold. That's unheard of, folks. But it goes beyond that. There are so many things that he sees right now. Boom and I were talking about it yesterday. I don't even want to talk about it on this call. I'm telling you, his vision is way beyond what we even think. But it is incredible right now because it's so far ahead of the marketplace. We are marketing gold as currency, as money. But Mr. Harold Seitz founded the company 4 years ago. His goal, his vision was to make gold affordable to the masses. I mean, pure currency-grade gold, 999.9% pure currency-grade gold. We operate in over 116 countries right now. We're shipping gold to 115 countries. You look at the pictures here, you see the gold, you see the emblem right there. You see the Karatbars corporate headquarters. And by the way, we've also moved into a new corporate headquarters and facility right now. So you'll see pictures of that, too. We've already posted some of those pictures on Facebook as well. But you see the full operations there, folks. You got to understand something. This is a legitimate, qualified, virtually been vetted, the whole thing. This company is the most solid thing I've seen in 30 years in this industry, and I'm just so proud to be associated with it every single way. So, number one, it accelerates the earning power for people. It creates weekly income and allows people to get gold for free. But Mr. Harold Seitz, his vision is what has put this whole thing in place. And he's done something else that's incredible. And I make this statement all the time. I've been in the industry 30-plus years. I've owned 3 different companies. And Karatbars International is far superior to anything I've ever owned. And the reason is real simple. A few things you have to understand. See, if you haven't been in business for yourself, I mean owned a traditional business where you had employees and staff and all those things that go with that, where you had to meet payroll every Friday, you can't even understand when we say we are an e-commerce company. This is not a multi-level company. This is not a network marketing company. Karatbars International is licensed as an e-commerce company in 116 countries. It is a fully funded infrastructure. Now, what does that mean? If you haven't owned a business, it's hard to understand. What does that mean? Well, all the employees, staff, company, debts, utilities, all those things are handled by Karatbars International and Harold Seitz. You don't have to worry about that. You own a business that's worldwide, but you didn't have to invest in employee, staff, and infrastructure. You don't have to worry about accounting, website support, production fees, banking. All those things is taken care of by Karatbars International. The international regulatory agreements. I owned a company, but we weren't able to go international because I understand I didn't have the resources to put us in a position to go international. So you don't even understand what the power that is that you can get involved with this company. And from day one, folks, you have a worldwide business. And all you did was go out of pocket one time. The security system, the armored delivery, all those things, Karatbars are taken care of. Worldwide expansion, hub, support, intellect, all that's done, all that's fully funded by the corporate umbrella, and you are part of it the minute you decide to open your free savings account with Karatbars International. Again, Karatbars is a solid company. Who is Karatbars? Again, located in Stuttgart, Germany. Okay, recommended by Bundespar. Well, so who is Bundespar? Bundespar is like, for lack of a better word, the Better Business Bureau on steroids. A lot better. 100% better, 1% stronger, 1% more powerful. Bundespar doesn't just say, let us know you're in business and send us a check and we'll okay you. No, they want to see your operation. They want to come in and watch your day-to-day operations before they recommend your company as a viable business. And you see the seal right there, recommended by Bundespar. They are legitimate, solid recommendation from a credible organization that watchdog businesses all throughout Europe. This is powerful, folks. You don't have to worry about the credibility of Karatbars International. Got some other credibility things I'll share with you in a minute. Okay? How's this gold delivered? People always want to know how their gold delivered. Well, number one, Prosegur, number one, stocks, delivers, stores the gold for us. Now, you can have your gold stored at no cost. You run across these gold enthusiasts, and they tell you they can get their gold stored. They're paying a fee for that. They're paying all kinds of fees in that business. You don't have to get into that conversation. Just send them to a webinar. But the bottom line is Prosegur stores, delivers, and the gold here in the U.S. is delivered right to your doorsteps, FedEx. My FedEx guy and I have become friends on a first-name basis since Karatbars International. I'm telling you right now, folks, it doesn't get any better than this. You can have it stored or you can have it delivered right to your doorsteps. That's your call. See, this is one true business that you truly own. So what are we marketing again? A currency-grade gold. Now, people say, what is a currency-grade gold? Well, number one, it's a gold that's listed on the London Good Delivery List. It's certified by LBMA, London Bullion Marketing Association, certified refinery. That's where the gold comes from. So we know we have a quality product. And one thing I need to say about this product, it can't be made any better. It can't be duplicated. It can't be counterfeited. You're not going to find any competition out there in the arena of what we're doing. That's another thing that makes what we do in Karatbars so exceptional, folks. We don't have any competition. You're not going to find another company next week spring up and say, we market gold 1 gram at a time, currency grade 9.9% certified, LBMA stamped. No. We have that, okay? And what makes it currency grade quality gold, meaning everywhere I go, I have my 1 gram of gold. That's my product demo. 1 gram of gold right here. This card is in my wallet everywhere I go. That's that gram of gold sitting right there. Okay? I found out something else that I didn't know. I've been in the program 3 months. Didn't know that there's a stamp on the back where it can be scanned and it has all this vital information up there about the gram of gold. There are so many things about Karatbars that I cannot tell you in a 30 to 35-minute webinar. I just discovered all this stuff last Friday. But I got a bunch of gold, and I've gotten paid every single Friday since the first week I got involved. So I'm trying to tell you, all this information is important, but it's not vital to you getting started. I said Saturday night when I did the webinar, the most important thing for you to understand about what I'm sharing tonight is why you should do this program, why you should be involved. Okay, and I'll get back to that in a minute. Gold is the foundation that backs up every single thing, or should be backing up every single thing in the financial world. At one point it was. It backed up all paper money. It backed up the U.S. dollar until 1971 when Richard Nixon says, we don't need gold to back up the dollar anymore, and took it off the gold standard. So now the dollar became what? Anyway, paper currency. You got government bonds, treasury bills, all these things, all is showing that gold is a vital part of every single economy on the planet. And now here comes Karatbars saying, but we're allowing you to acquire gold, to exchange your paper currency anywhere on this planet, 1 gram at a time. Now, if gold is good enough for banks, if gold is good enough for governments to pay their bills, do you understand? We say currency grade gold, that is the exact same gold that countries use to pay their debt. That's what we market as our product. So how does the package program work? Real simple, folks. 12-week program. Number one, you want to get people interested. Okay, how do you get their interest? How do you pique their interest? Let me hear the sizzle call, 218-844-3182. 218-844-3182. Put in the code 3010-8646. It's a 3-minute sizzle call. Mr. Joe Norman, it's a powerful sizzle call. After that, they're interested. Okay? Now, before I go into this 12-week program, I must put out a disclaimer. The disclaimer says this. This 12-week program is a perfect mathematical example. Yes, you can find yourself at $4,000, $5,000 a week inside of, 90 to 120 days in the program. Will you do that? I don't know. And I can't guarantee that because I don't know what your desire is. I don't know what your commitment is. I don't know the commitment of your friends, your associates, sphere of influence is. I don't know any of those things. But I can tell you this. I can guarantee you this, that if you follow the system, the things that we put in place, you will make more. And you will see your income go up. That I can guarantee if you do what we suggest. But see, I can't guarantee you're going to do the things that we suggest. And the thing I want to talk about that I have not talked about, I'm going to take 30 seconds and say this, folks. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. How you do this business is secondary to why. And see, so many people get the how mixed up. Why is the most important thing about Karatbars, and that's why should you do Karatbars? Okay? What is your dream? What do you want? Are you sick and tired of the job? Do you want a new home, a new car? Do you want to give your favorite charities? Do you want to be free? Do you have a burning desire for something that your current circumstance won't do for you? That's what will make you do this program. It's not that the goal is 999.9% pure gold. That's great. All that's good. But you have got to identify your why. When you identify your why, how all this stuff becomes so simple, folks. A child could do it. When you know why you should do it. Most people don't even know why they should do it. Most people don't even know they should be trying to be free. Okay, when I was 20 years old, when that guy started that seminar in that room, folks, I'm going to tell you something. He talked about cars. I didn't care about cars. I had 4-minute driveway. He talked about buying a home. I didn't have a home. I bought my first home at 26 years old. I already owned a home. He talked about jewelry. I didn't care about jewelry. I didn't care about any of that stuff. That guy started talking about freedom. When that guy started talking about sleeping to the crack of noon, wake it up when you get finished, throwing away the alarm clock, firing the boss, that's when it got my attention. I don't know what your hot button is. You may already be free on this call. You may already be retired. But you got to find that thing. If you get one thing out of this call, understand when you hang up from this call tonight, find that one thing that you got to have like oxygen, and this is going to become the simplest thing you've ever done in your life. Because it is that simple, folks. But we can't guarantee the incomes. We can't guarantee how bad you want something, how bad you want to change your life. Now, 4 pillars of truth, I got to speed up. Movement of money. 4 pillars of truth about money. The movement of money determines the success, the wealth of any economy. The movement of money and the velocity, the speed at which that money moves in that economy determines the wealth of that economy. We have been the most productive, the most wealthiest country on the planet because what? Money moved here in America at a rapid pace. It came rapid pace. It was in, it was gone, it was moving. The velocity was very fast. Everything was dynamic, was happening, was producing stuff, shipping stuff all over the world. Velocity, the movement of money, the velocity in which that money moved created wealth. Now, the movement towards you is how you change the economics in your house. Why? Because you got to create a system or find a system that will move what? Some of that money towards you at a high velocity, and then you must learn to pay yourself first. It's the moving money. Money is moving all the time. If you're going 40 hours a week, money is moving. It's moving at a certain velocity, maybe not a high velocity, but it's still moving. Some people make $30,000 a year, some make $100,000 a year, some people make $1 million a year. Okay? The higher the velocity that money moves, the more money you earn, and the more money you're in a position to do what? Save. The first thing you must do in order to create wealth is to pay yourself first. They don't teach you this in grammar school, in high school, or college. Richest Man in Babylon by George Clayson said, pay yourself first. The first person you pay is yourself. What we're doing at Karatbars International is teaching people to pay themselves first. Okay? When people get paid, money moves. When people spend money, money moves. We use ATM machine, money moves. Money moves in everything we do, folks. And while I'm on this subject, for those who might be new and listening, and just listening for the first time, they say, oh, this sounds like one of them deals where you make money on other people. I tell Pastor, look, you need to relax with that. In America, on this planet, but definitely in America, everything you do, somebody's getting paid. When you wake up in the morning, brush your teeth, somebody got paid. When you comb your hair, somebody got paid. When you goggle, somebody got paid. When you ate breakfast, somebody got paid. When you cranked up your car, somebody's always getting paid on everything you do in this country, especially, but really all around the world. So all you want to do is put yourself in a position where you can also do what? Capture a few of those dollars, okay, from the movement of money, and learn how to retain some of those dollars in real money, which is gold, for yourself. And that's what we're teaching people to do all over the world. The philosophy again. Look at that healthy, vibrant stream on the right. You see it. That's like Niagara Falls. It's vibrant. It's full of life. When it's stagnant, when the economy is stagnant, money's not moving, okay, things are not happening. It's the philosophy. That's why this 12-week program is so powerful. That's why you getting 1 gram of gold every single week is so powerful. Getting people involved every single week is so possible. Why? Because it increases the flow and the velocity in which money moves. The frequency, volume, and the velocity of the movement of money into savings determines how this 12-week program works and how plans get everybody to do what? To save money. Here's the world as we know it. 95% of people have what? 5% of the wealth. 95% of people have 5% of the wealth. The wealthy know a secret. Create a system that's beyond their ability to perform and capture as much money as you possibly can. That's the real secret, folks. And all we've done at Karatbars, all Harold cites his vision and wisdom and what people like Boomer and Tammy Morris and Sherland and Joe Norman have done is they've already chopped down the trees, they paved the road for us, they've already done the hard work. They've already pioneered the concept. All we have to do is get on board, follow the system, and run. And we can flip that thing around with all of a sudden 5% have 95% of wealth, because this is truly the greatest wealth transfer in America. All this other stuff, I done heard it before from other industries talking about a great wealth transfer. No. Do your research and do your homework. The greatest wealth transfer in the history of mankind is taking place right now in Karatbars International. Pay yourself first, the secret of the wealthy. Get your 1 gram every single week. Pay yourself, put in your savings, and your savings piggy bank every single week. I had somebody the other day said to me, well, wait a minute. If I'm buying 1 gram, what does that 1 gram cost? It's going to cost you $65. But it doesn't cost you $65. All we'll ask you to do is exchange paper for gold. And I had to explain it to them in simple terms. I like to keep everything simple. I said, look, if I gave you $1 and you gave me 4 quarters, have you spent any money? They go, well, no. I said, so now, if we reverse that, and you give me, and I give you back your 4 quarters, you give me $1, have you spent any money? They said, no. I said, well, that's what we're doing at Karatbars. When you send Karatbars paper currency, they send you back gold. Folks, believe me when I tell you, this has never been done in the history of this industry where you are actually exchanging your paper money for an appreciating asset. And we're not for speculative purposes. But the fact of the matter is we know what's happening with gold all across this planet. All the estimates are out there that gold could go up in price. But that's not why we're here. We want you to what? Save gold in itself, because gold is money. It's real money. Bottom line. Okay? You see a picture in front of you, see another piece of credibility I like to talk about. I love this. I got 2 things in my wallet everywhere I go. One is this Karatbars International card right here, this prepaid MasterCard. Let me tell you something, folks. If you don't get excited about this, let me explain something. People say, well, I don't know about that deal. No, stop. Let me show you this. Look right there. You see Karatbars International. Look right there. You see MasterCard. Our name, their name on the same card. Folks, that is not normal. That does not happen. MasterCard is in the business of vetting people, of vetting companies. You understand? That's their business. I'm pretty sure they check the company out. I love people say, well, I got to check this out, make sure it's legitimate. I said, MasterCard's already done that, folks. They've already done that. MasterCard, I'm sure they ran a microscope over Harold Sites. I'm sure they ran a microscope on the top to bottom over Karatbars International. They would not allow this incentive to be this card if they hadn't already checked out the validity of what we're doing all across this planet. And by the way, this card is good in 32 million locations worldwide. If you go to Italy, it'll shoot out the lira. If you find yourself in Japan, it'll give you yen. If you find yourself in China, it'll give you yuan. If you find yourself in America, to go to an ATM machine, it'll give you dollars. You find yourself in Mexico and put in an ATM machine, it'll give you pesos. You can't find a card more versatile than this one. 32 million locations worldwide. And every single Friday, Karatbars put the money up there before I can get out of bed good. It's already on the card, folks. Every Friday. And you can use it to pay bills. You can use it to buy groceries. You can use it to whatever you want to do with the card. It's an incredible piece in so many ways. But it's also a credible piece as a business tool. Also, you got your what? Your 1 gram of gold there. Okay? But this right here, it's powerful. I could tell you so many stories about that, but we'd be all night talking about it. It's incredible. Again, 1 gram of gold, 999.9% pure gold. Every single week, you're doing what? You're saying, Karatbars, here's my $65. Send me my gram of gold. Or store that gram of gold. That's what you're doing every single week. We're teaching you to start to pay yourself first. Pay yourself before you pay the phone bill, the light bill, the gas bill, and all those other folks. Anyway, so how do you get paid in this system? How do you get started in this system? It's so simple, folks. Number one, create a free Karatbars savings account. Create a free Karatbars account. No logical reason not to. Number one, it's free. Okay? I love people who call me back sometimes. I send them to the webinar. They claim they the webinar. I know they haven't watched it because everybody who watched the webinar get involved, but they may come back and say, this is not for me. I said, which part is not for you? They said, what do you mean? I said, which part you did not like? They're saving money, they're making money, or both of them, because there's only 3 choices here. You either want to save some money, make some money, or you want to do both. So which part you not like? They said, well, you didn't watch the webinar. Because I submit to you folks that when they watch the webinar, not necessarily the live webinar all the time, because the live webinar is subject to personality. And I encourage you, please, if you don't like what I'm saying tonight, go watch a webinar by Tammy Morrison. Go watch one by Joe Norman. Go watch one by Kevin James Smith. Go see another webinar. Don't let the messenger mess you up so that you miss the message. I talk too fast. I get too excited. I do everything I can to suppress my excitement. But when you're genuinely excited about something that's literally walked into your life and took you out of your semi-retirement state, believe me, folks, I'm not after freedom. I've been free. I ain't had a job in 20 years. I didn't think it was possible for me to be excited again. I didn't think it was possible. And for something to come in my life and upset me just like this has, man, and got me cranked up, turned on, and selling the dream again, I believe again. I believe it's possible for anybody getting Karatbars and change their financial destiny. And I was beginning to lose that belief in something I believed in for 25 years. Anyway, let me get off that. Get your package, get started. Create your account, get your package. Now, here's Harold Sites again. This is genius right here. Because you have people all the time say, well, I don't have any money. I say to people, look, if you've been working a job for 10, 25, 30 years and you don't have $135, you should have been in Karatbars 3-4 months ago. I don't know if that's a reason not to get started or a reason to get started. I think it's a reason to get started. Now watch this. So you buy a bronze pack, it costs you $135. Your investment there is $135. Not supposed to say investment, costs you $135. Okay? You start in the system. Now, I wouldn't recommend that package. Why? Because you get 5% direct commission. You're going to make $13 US dollars every time you cycle, and that's a good way to start it. But what I've already experienced in 4 months is that it's not enough money to make you want to do the thing. It's not enough skin in the game. It's not enough commitment. I recommend you at least get started at silver. But that's still you just put your big toe in the water. But hey, you got started for $350. You get 1 gram of gold, and now every time you cycle, guess what? You're going to get a 10% direct commission for anybody you share with, and you're going to make 10% direct commission and $50 every time you cycle, and that's great. And I will get back to explain the cycle in a minute. or you can get the gold package. Now you start to make a little bit of commitment. You start to step out there a little bit on faith. Okay, you get the gold package, the 15% direct commission. You get $80, 60 euros, approximately $80 US dollars every time you cycle. And by the way, this is important. I'm going to explain cycle in a minute. But then here's this coveted VIP package. That's the one you want. That's the one that says, I want the max amount of income I can earn in the program. Get that VIP package costs you $2,000. But you get 20% direct commission. You're getting 3 grams of gold, and every time you cycle, it's $100. Now you say, well, what does cycle mean, Tyrone? It's just cycle means that everything that we have at Karatbars has a unit value attached to it. You got units on gold. We had a 1 gram of gold is 1 unit. You get units on packages, on the bronze packages, silver packages, the gold packages. I'm not going to go into all the detail on that, but as you create units on your left team and your right team, folks, please watch another webinar there, break it down in detail. As you create, you have 2 teams, the left team and the right team. As you create units for each team, you create what we call a cycle. Every time you cycle, you make money. Now watch this. You can cycle once a year. You take a whole year to cycle if you want. You can go on the 12-month plan if you want to. You can cycle once a year, once a month, once a week, once a day, once an hour. You can cycle every minute. As your team starts to expand worldwide, you start to cycle more and more and more. Now, if you elect to get a bronze thing and you cycle 10 times that day, you made $100. But watch this. For the same amount of production, if you got started as a silver and you cycled 10 times that day, you made $500. However, if you got started at gold and you cycled 10 times that day, you just made $100. A little different income for the same production. You may not understand this. Just understand why and understand what you want to do with the money. But let's talk VIP for a minute. You cycle 10 times in one day as a VIP, that's $1,000 for that day, folks. Or 10 times that month as a VIP, that's $1,000 for that month. This thing is incredible. This is a cash machine. It is a cash and a free gold machine like nothing you've ever seen in your life. There is nothing to compare to it. You can span the globe looking. I'm here to tell you, this is where you want to be, VIP, CEO pay, okay? Move $65 a week into gold money, okay? Find 2 people who do the same thing. I get people all the time say, what if my 2 people won't do anything? I said, find 2 more. And see, it's not that your 2 people won't do anything. Let me make a statement. They may not be ready to do anything right now. I make a statement to my team all the time. I tell people, love everyone, wait on no one. Love everyone, wait on no one. They may not be ready to go right now. And we're looking for people who are ready to go right now, who want to change their life right now, who want to change others' lives right now. Can't rush them, can't pressure them, no pressure, okay? But you're looking for 2 who want to go right now. Don't pressure them. They may go later. You'll still be waiting for them when you're ready to go. Don't wait on them. Love them. But you're looking for 2 who want to go right now. And when you find 2 people who are ready to go right now, folks, you're not just going to change your life. You're going to change their life and so many other people's lives all around this world. Because believe me, as Robert Schuller said so many times, anybody can count the seeds in an apple. But when you plant this seed of Karatbars in somebody's mind, that's a seed. And no one, literally, can count the apples in a seed. What's going to happen when you share it with someone and who they're going to share it with? You have no idea how big your team is going to be and how it's going to span all over this world. This little slide right here shows you all these professionals with linear incomes. I love them. I've had these conversations over the last 30 years with doctors, lawyers, all types of people. And I said, listen to me, folks. I don't care if you're making $200,000, $300,000 a year. If you got to show up in the morning, if you have to show up in the morning in order to earn that income, you're in a vicarious financial position or a disastrous financial position waiting for that disaster to happen. Because at some point in your lifetime, you are going to get old, you're going to get tired, and you're going to get sick. Now, I'm not predicting that on people, but this is what happens. 89% of the population, we all get old. And what we did at 30 or 40 or 50, we can't do at 60 or 70. And that's the bottom line. That's the bottom line on what happens. You can't do it. And so you got a doctor out there, if the doctor can't show up to work, all of a sudden the income cut off. You find a dentist out there, the same situation. If a dentist get hurt in a car accident, God forbid, or something happen where all of a sudden he can't operate, can't go in his office to do dentistry anymore, That income is gone. But even worse than that, they have an income that they've spent their life building, and they can't even will it to their wife or kids or to their husband or kids. Here at Karatbars, do you understand you're building a willable part of your estate? And as the scripture says, what? A good man or woman leaves an inheritance for their children's children. Okay? We're investing time in a program that becomes a willable part of your estate. So if something happens to you, you leave it to your spouse. Something happens to both of you, you've left something for your kids. And not just that, you left them an income and you left them gold. Incredible program. Don't be intimidated by anybody. Share this thing with every single person you come in contact with. In 98.6 and breathing, share it with them. Don't be scared. Get your chicken list out and talk to everyone, because everyone needs Karatbars, period. No exceptions. Now, let's go back to the two tasks again. Create a free Karatbars account. Do what? Get your package immediately. Pick a package, any package. My recommendation to you is step out on faith. Stretch yourself beyond your comfort zone. Okay? The fruit is out there on the limb. It's never in our comfort zone. You want to change your life. You want to be something different. You got to do something different. You got to take a chance sometimes. It's not a big chance. We're talking about putting $2,000 on the table to create a $100,000 a month income. There are people putting $500,000, $1 million on the table buying a franchise to hopefully create $100,000, $200,000 a year income. Anyway, that's number two, fine-tune and help them multiply, plug into the system. Let's go, but let me just explain this money real quick, and I'm going to be finished, folks. Okay? Bronze digital package and how the money works. Okay? Now, by the way, I think these examples are so understated, I don't know what to say. Okay, I really truly believe in my heart they're so understated. It says week one. Now watch this example for a minute if you can follow me. It says week one, you found your two people. It took a whole week to find two people somewhere on this planet that wanted to change their life financially. I don't think it should take 2 weeks. I think it should take about an hour. But that's just me. No pressure on you. I don't want you to feel pressured by it, but I think if you're serious about it, you can find two people in one day. But if it took a whole week to find two people, you made that first week, you made yourself $13. You're all excited. Then it took a whole another week for those to find two, and another week for those to find two, another week for those to find two. So finally, fourth week you made $26. Finally, 6 weeks into the program, you made $65. So now at least your goal is coming in for free. It's no longer coming out of your pocket. Okay, that's exciting. I have a lady who just got started a couple of weeks ago. She made $900 her first week. So why should it take anybody 6 weeks to make $65? Now, if you do, that's okay. I'm just showing you that these examples are understated. This example is showing you getting started with a bronze package, and everybody you enroll in getting started with a bronze package, and at the end of 12 weeks, you find yourself at $4,485 a week. That's almost $200,000 a year in income, folks. You understand that less than 5% of the people in America make over $100,000 a year? I'm talking about single income. I'm not talking about husband and wife working together. I'm talking about one person making over $100,000 a year. Less than 5% of the population do that. And we just showed you an example where in 12 weeks you can turn $135 into almost $200,000 a year in income. Cut it in half, make it $100,000. Pick any number you want. The bottom line here is, folks, you can get more. But say you step up and say, I'm gonna get the silver package. I want to do more. Well, great. First week you made yourself $27, but by your fourth week, your gold is free. Now that's based again on you getting two. They took a whole week to get two. They took a whole week to get two. Folks, that doesn't have to happen. You can accelerate this thing as fast as you want to. But this is a very modest growth program. So at 4 weeks you made $100. Now your gold is free. And in the 12 weeks, though, you had $17,000 a week in income. Almost $100,000 a year in income, a month, in income, folks. Now, when you see this, again, got to open your mind, because you will not make this in a job. And this is why this is so hard for people to understand, because we've been so conditioned to job income, $30,000 a year, $40,000 a year, $50,000 a year. And if you find yourself at $100,000 a year on a job, you walk around and brag about it, you've accomplished something. When the reality is, in a business, you're just getting started. This is modest income for a person that owns a business. And that's what you have when you have Karatbars International. You own a worldwide phone-based business. Welcome to the new millennium, folks. Buy a gold package. I say get started with a gold package. Stretch yourself. Sell 3 or 4 of those flat screen TVs and buy yourself a gold package. Okay? Or if somebody said, oh, there's a conference call, hey, sell the couch. Do whatever you got to do. How bad do you want this thing? How much are you tired of being sick and tired? Anyway, by your 4th week, you had $150. By your 12th week, you're what? $25,000 a week in income. Now, I know you're sitting there saying, man, please, you got to be kidding me. Well, don't worry about that. What if we cut it in half? Would you be happy with $12,000 a week? What if we're back down to $4,000 a week? See, I love these examples because, again, this example is based on what? You buying a gold package, but all these folks on your team got started at bronze for $135. And I'm telling you, folks, my 4 months experience, that's not what's going to happen. You're going to have people come in at bronze. You're going to have people come in at silver. You're going to have people come in at VIP. You're going to have folks buy 1 gram, get 1 gram of gold a week. You have some buy 10 grams. You got some people get 50 grams of gold every single week. You're going to have a whole host of things happening worldwide as your team grows and develops. These incomes are so understated, folks, I can only tell you, get ready for a 12 to 18-month run that will change your life forever. But this is the package. This is the package right here. VIP package is where you want to be. First week, $53. By the 4th week, you get $200 a week in income. Your goals coming for free. You're like, man, this is exciting. And every time you cycle, you're talking about $100, $100, $100, $100. You cycle 4 or 5 times a day. You can't sleep at night. You wake up, you done made $400, $500 while you're sleeping. You want to be VIP. Now, here's what's beautiful about the program. You can start with whatever package you want, and the company allows you to upgrade to the next package just by paying the difference. You decide. Your level of faith decides where you want to get started in Karatbars. No guilt, no increment. You decide. We're glad to have you in the family, whatever you decide to do. I'm excited for everybody to enroll for free because they got to enroll first to become the bronze, and then a silver, then a gold, then a VIP, then executive VIP. But at the end of 12 weeks, you have $33,000 a week in income. Now, you understand there are already people in Karatbars at $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a week. We're not talking about pie in the sky stuff, folks. This is real. And this is happening. We're talking about a company that's in 116 countries with battle over 120,000, 130,000 people involved worldwide. You are in the right place. If you've ever dreamed about being in the right place at the right time, this is it. And again, this income is based on what? You get the VIP package, but it's based on everybody else in your team getting what? A bronze package, $135. And I'm telling you, that is not what's going to happen. Because people what? Not perfect. Everybody does what they want to do. Again, I just walked you through all this. I'm not going to go through it again. Bronze, silver, gold, VIP. I recommend you stretch, do the uncomfortable, step out there on faith. I had a lady the other day who got a VIP package after 2 hours of seeing the program. 2 hours. She got a VIP package. Her logic was this. I have the money sitting in the bank. The bank is paying me 1.25% interest. She said, I decided I bet on me. Maybe I can't make that $4,000 a week or that $17,000 a week or that $25,000 or that $33,000 a week. She said, but I figured this. I could apply what you were talking here, and I could at least make me $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in the next 12 months in this program, and that's more than the bank's going to pay me when my money is sitting in that bank account. That's just logic, folks. It's just logical. So anyway, who's in Karatbars? Everybody. Everybody needs a Karatbars account. Everyone. We have all kinds of cards. You see that what they call it, I call it the U.S. card right there. We got a card with the Pope on it. People say, oh, my gracious, I got to check out the company. I think the Vatican has already done that. Okay? Had 100,000 customized cards with the Pope on it. I think the Vatican has checked out Karatbars fairly well. You don't have to do that. Watch the webinar and get started. Plug into all the things we have going on and change your life. Karatbars stands for everything that sounds solid and truthful about money. Now, by the way, the truth about money, I like to say, is not being televised. It's not being televised in America. Okay? But it's happening, folks. It's happening and it's real. Okay? It's real. You just seen what I believe to be the best program on the planet today for the person who wants to change their financial life and also want to help other people change their financial life. Now, understand something. We're not here as an investment. We're not talking about gold as an investment. We're not talking about gold and silver for speculative purposes, okay? We're talking about gold as real money. We didn't talk about Karatbars exchange, okay? That's coming. You said, what is that? I've had to figure out more about it in the last 4 or 5 days than I knew about it 4 months I've been involved. I just know it's great. I believe everything the Harold Sykes come up with is great. He sold me. I'm a believer. All Harold Sykes got to do is say, do this. I'm going to do it because I'm a believer. He's made me a believer. The exchange already happened in Europe. It's going to come here to America. Understand something. 3 states, Arizona, Utah, and Oklahoma, have already made gold legal tender. Now, you understand that means that these merchants are accepting gold as legal tender, so you'll be able to go into these merchants and exchange gold for merchandise. This is what's going to happen. We have a system already being set up, already in place, that's coming to America, that's going to let people, you'll be able to walk in with your Karatbars, your currency-grade gold, and exchange it for goods and services. How big is your vision? Can you see the day, a year, 2 years from now, when you walk into a grocery store or a gas station or a clothing store or any place and you pay for your merchandise with your currency-grade gold from Karatbars? What's your vision, folks? Harold Sykes got a vision that's way bigger than we have. And gold, again, preserves buying power and retains its value. Okay? Period. 1 gram card, 2.5, 5 gram cards. I have to tell you this. When I got involved 3, 4 months ago, I saw a program where the guy said if you had $50,000 of gold today, within 2 years that gold will be worth over $1 million. Now, that's speculative purposes. But I think that's important for you to know. If he's wrong, 50,000 turned to $500,000 is still good. But then another financial expert came on and said that gold within 5 years would be up to $50,000 an ounce. Now, every expert is predicting gold going up in value. And gold retains what? Its buying power. You want to have, folks, in your possession, saved, privately, stored by Karatbars, as much gold as you possibly can. It's a sense of urgency about this thing. This is serious, serious business. Now, some of you on the call tonight, you're going to get excited. Some of you are going to see the dream. Some of you are going to see what you want. Some of you are going to see what you want to have, and some of you are going to get lost by the wayside. You're going to get picked off by what I call a dream stealer. Don't let anybody steal your dream. You've heard the truth here tonight. This little picture to the side, I love it, because it talked about what? Bill Gates saw something that nobody else saw. Even people who was right there with him in the beginning. Some of them didn't see it. Some of them quit. I don't even want to know where they are today. Okay? But Bill Gates and a handful of people kept the vision, and it became a reality. But, folks, that's the way every great idea starts. There's always a handful of people who believe, and there's always a handful of people who don't know. Excuse me. There's a mass of people who don't. Every great idea. So Walt Disney had a habit. He'd go to his staff, and he'd run an idea by his staff. And if everybody just liked the idea, he would start the idea immediately. Okay? When you run into opposition to this thing, you ought to get excited. Okay? Don't get discouraged. Get excited. Because everybody's not going to be able to see what you see, and they won't live the way you live. All my friends who thought I was crazy in 1983 when I got started, this little concept, this home-based business concept, this entrepreneur concept, cracks me up today when I hear about being an entrepreneur. Okay, entrepreneurs were shunned upon in the 80s. Nobody wanted to be an entrepreneur. Everybody wanted an MBA and a corporate job. Okay, and now it's sexy to have a home-based business, an online business, to be an entrepreneur. Please, folks, it's every great idea at first is ridiculed. Every great idea first is ridiculed. Then it is violently opposed. And then it is accepted as the norm. We look at McDonald's there on every single corner in America like it's a stable part of the American history. But McDonald's came within one vote of being outlawed as an industry in this country. One vote. Because there's a group of people saying it's going to destroy the home. It's going to take mothers out of home from cooking, all that kind of crazy stuff. So when you run into resistance, get excited about this thing and go find that person with the dream. Go find that person that want to make it happen. And believe me when I tell you, we're going to fill coliseums all over this planet with Karatbars International. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to fill up the city of Miami, okay, the first weekend in May with Karatbars International. I would encourage you to be with all my heart and soul. All the leaders going to be there. It's going to be jam-packed, okay, and we're going to set North America on fire. You're in the right place at the right time. I appreciate you for being here. I hope I haven't stepped on too many toes. I thank everybody for coming. I would encourage you definitely to be back tomorrow evening. Of course, we got 12 o'clock, and we got Tammy Morrison tomorrow evening at Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Miss Tammy Morrison. I would encourage you all to be there, get your team there, and get them to plug into everything that's going on, folks. The name of the game is that this is so simple, anybody can do it. I would encourage you to dream big. I would encourage you to get back with the person who invited you on this call and get started today. Get started tonight, not tomorrow, not next week, but tonight. So thank you very much, everyone, and have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Good night.